Hi, I'm Sharisa, cult survivor turned therapist turned channeler.
And I'm Andrea. I'm an actress and a seeker of all things ethereal. And this is
Divine Mic
Drop.
Do you want me to bring him through?
Yes, let's bring Michael in and see what happens.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Yes, I am here and I am loving Andrea. Yes, I am loving Andrea and happy to be with Andrea today. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Yes.
It's a little bit different with equipment and cameras and stuff like that, which can sometimes maybe lend itself to self-consciousness.
Oh, I see everything at all times, so this camera is not a big deal. Okay. The human was here maybe, but
but not for you.
Not for me.
And it shouldn't be for me. I should just think about where we are now. Okay, great.
Yes.
Michael, part of what Sharisa and I want to do with this material is create something for others, meaning that I wouldn't be sitting here asking you about the very specific personal details in my life, which I typically do with you, but make it something that we can all relate to.
Yes.
And so with that in mind, I just ask for your guidance as we go along, because one of the subjects that came up in our lives this last couple of weeks has to do with family. And I know that most people have one, and and they're trouble-free, I think, for most people.
Yes. Piece of cake.
Yeah.
No mommy issues here.
No, I'm totally stable in all of my mothering. But one of the things that can come up in families is feeling as if you need to do something for them to either help them or to save them, or and I wanted to talk to you about that energy and how it can be helpful and how it can be hindering to the person that's trying to help, to the person that's being helped. How do you do that, particularly when you're dealing with somebody using a substance to help them along their way, not being judgmental? It seems like it's very easy to say, you're doing something bad, I do things well, follow me.
Yes.
And also that's not typically received well.
Yes. So we will broaden this for a moment.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you.
And broaden it to the concept or idea of any one human being responsible for the life of another human. Mm-hmm. So this is less about family. It becomes a little bit more charged because you care about certain people in your life, or these people that you care about annoy you a little bit more, but they bring up more things. But to broaden it, to think about that in truth, we are not responsible for anyone else, but we are connected to them. So if we think again of this idea of an expanded soul, a collective soul, Andrea is Sharisa. Sharisa is Andrea. But in that collective soul, you are together, but Sharisa doesn't tell Andrea what to do, and it's none of her business. And that still applies inside of the family units. So yes, there are times when kids are little and you want to make sure that they don't eat just 5 donuts for dinner. We are getting an understanding that you are still working within a cultural system. But in truth, even if it's a 5-year-old who wants 5 donuts, they're the one that's ultimately going to be in charge of their body, their relationship with sugar, all of those things. You can hold them back, but energetically, they may be still focused on the donuts. So you're not really ever in charge of someone else, even when they're pretty tiny. And so this idea of somebody has a substance challenge and I am in their family, or I am their loved one, it is my responsibility to have them make a different decision, even if you could put them in rehab or something and take all the drugs away and make it so they're energetically still connected to that challenge. You actually can't make a difference. The only difference you can make is by loving them and helping hold for them the belief that they can make choices that are good for them. You are understanding?
I am understanding. And as you say that, I can feel the relief of the burden of feeling like I should intervene, or
Yes.
it feels better. It feels better to think that way, to let people find their own way.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is, yes, to let them find their own way, but to honor that whatever challenge, to take it to the whole donut situation where it might feel a little less charged. If that child is focused on the donuts, how much more power is it in honoring them to say, right now I'm gonna limit you to this one donut, but I know that when you really learn to listen to your body, you're going to be able to know exactly the right amount of donuts are right for you as you grow up. That's different than I am teaching you that one donut every 7 days is perfect for you. It's a different skill set.
Right.
You are seeing?
Yes, I am seeing.
So even as an adult, and now the donut is heroin, whatever that is, then for you to interact with this other adult and say, I do recognize that this heroin is harming you, and I trust that you have the ability to listen to your own body. I trust that you have the ability to navigate this. I trust that your path is exactly what's right for you. And if heroin is part of that, I trust that you're going to find your way out of it. That is a different conversation than I am stepping in because you don't know how to run your own life, and I am going to dictate how much heroin is available to you.
And then to take that to the next level, if you're not talking about substance, you're just talking about choices.
Yes.
And honoring that person's choices.
Yes.
Which I think can be challenging for us humans to do that, to look at another person and go, it's okay that you're making that mistake, that you're stumbling in that way.
Yes.
I'm not judging you.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's different than saying, I'm going to stay out of it, but judge you.
Right.
That's different.
Yes. Yes. And so even in, because we are having access to Andrea and it is okay for us to be direct with Andrea,
Yes.
even in saying, I am okay with you making that mistake right now, that is judging it. Who is to say that they did not come through in this particular lifetime to explore what does it feel like to recover from heroin? Maybe that's part of their pathway. And maybe they do or they don't recover, but it is their pathway. So saying, I don't understand all of it, but clearly heroin is part of your pathway, I am going to love you through this whole thing and hold for you that you are going to build a relationship with your body where you don't need this in the future. But that you are making a mistake, that's getting into that energy of I fix other people instead of I bear witness and I trust you with your own life.
Okay, so that makes me think of something that I witnessed the other day when I was living my life and my life circumstances, which involved an air conditioning car that was given to me by the company and a hotel room and things that felt, I guess, good, felt abundant, right?
Yes.
And I was driving through a part of the United States where there is an incredible heat thing happening.
Yes.
And I saw some people involved in that heat
Yes.
that to me looked miserable.
Yes.
And I contemplated this. I
Yes.
thought, what is this place called Earth where I'm in my air-conditioned car that was given to me, driving by people who are living what I don't want to live,
Yes.
and thinking they don't want to live it either, and they must be miserable. Now, the truth is, I don't know that. I don't know that they're miserable, you know?
They were fine.
That was all I wanted to know. Okay, good. Then I could just go enjoy my air conditioning. But that really is the question that I think humanity faces, is that we're looking around at others saying, they need my help.
Yes.
I don't have enough help to give you. Now I feel helpless. And now I'm sad, you know, as opposed to feeling like it's okay to enjoy whatever abundance we have.
Yes.
And that the people that you think don't have the abundance that you have, I guess it's like giving them my abundance doesn't really help them.
Yes. Well, here's what we would offer. it is easier sometimes to connect into this idea that abundance is the air conditioning or the hotel or the car or the money because of the current society that you are living inside of. We do not, in the angelic realm, we do not so much see abundance in the same way. Paper is paper, whether you print it with these faces and then you decided on earth to exchange them for things, it does not matter very much to us.
Right.
The abundance is how you're feeling. The abundance is, I feel like I have the things that I want, that give me joy. Like if we talk about this human's life, having a friendship like Andrea, that's abundance. And it has very little to do with whether or not her air conditioning is working. So that is one concept that we sort of separate out. But I think part of what we are reading some of the questions in your heart versus just the words you are saying. You can say, oh, yes, let's talk about that. Or no, Michael, we know. Okay. But the part of the concept is if I'm not supposed to interject on these people that clearly need my help, then why do I feel this way? And you are supposed to want to help, and there is nothing wrong with wanting to help. It is the feeling of I must fix that is holding back instead of I desire to give.
I see.
I desire to give is beautiful. If you had bubbles of air conditioning to hand to the lovely people walking, you could have just handed it to them, and then that is a lovely gift. If it is these poor people who do not have the ability to air condition themselves without me to give it to them, then that is a different energy, and you are no longer helping. You are understanding?
I do understand. And then if you do what I did, which is just drive by.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And think, what about that? Because I think that a lot of us, and myself included, are going, I don't really want to think about that right now.
Yes.
I really do just want to enjoy my day, knowing that there's all this suffering going on. And that just seems like a bad person thing to do and say and think and feel.
To feel good when others suffer?
Yeah.
That is the question?
Yeah.
And so you would prefer to suffer while they suffer so you'd feel very much better about yourself?
Right. And that I can hear how silly that sounds. Yes. It's that analogy that, like, if I get sick, someone else can get well, yes. Which is not true. Now, that you can understand as a person. You can understand that you being sick doesn't make anybody else well.
Yes.
But you feeling like I'm enjoying things that others don't have.
Yes.
And I should feel bad about that. If I felt bad about that, I would be a good person. If I didn't feel bad about that, I would be a bad person.
So there are just misconceptions, just to the idea that I have this drink of water and I am enjoying it and I feel bad because you do not have water leads itself to a belief system that you cannot get your own water. But everyone can have access to their own water. So when we go to this place of I am the savior, I am the person that can fix this, or you cannot do this on your own, we are missing the divinity of the other soul we are bearing witness to.
Right.
So we are not saying if there are hungry children, let them starve. Give the children the food, but give them the food from the belief system of, I know you can do this for yourself. Perhaps you manifested this by wanting it and I am the person to give it to you, but you are creating your life in this beautiful way instead of I am fixing because this poor person cannot do without me. The energy behind the action is where the power is, not in the action in and of itself. So we are not saying just be selfish. It is not that. It is be generous, be loving, but do it from a place of humanity has the ability to rise up and face any challenge it might be facing, and there is a pathway forward for them, even in the most dire of circumstances. The belief in the other person as divine, as powerful, as beautiful, not as weak and in need. You are seeing?
I am. And what about the places? What about the places where it looks like water is not available? And
We are talking Gaza?
yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So we are knowing that you and Sharisa are not interested in a political viewpoint. So we are not looking at from that point of view. We are looking at it from the point of view as human experience. The human experience. And right now we know there is suffering in that human experience. Absolutely. So in that way, we are not saying do not help. We are wanting everyone to help. We are wanting everyone to pause and put down their guns and make sure people have food. But we are also recognizing that if you do that, even if you set down your guns and you do that from a point, if you do that from a place of, oh, these poor people, then you are creating more poor people.
Okay.
If you do the action, which is still a good action, of put down the guns and put this forward, and you do it from a place of my divinity sees your divinity, and you are a powerful soul, and you can do and create anything you want in the world, and let me give you this that will boost up your current experience to be the vibration I know is available to you. And I can do this for you. And that is power, and that is available. And that has nothing to do with whether or not you enjoy your air conditioning in your car, or whether or not you're sitting in a multi-million-dollar home, or if you're struggling to pay rent. All of that is flows from a place of love. And as you see that in others, you see it in yourself, and you access more abundance for yourself. You are seeing?
Yeah, and I think hearing you put it this way feels like a bit of a paradigm shift in the way humans are looking at helping and changing.
Yes.
And to think, because what happens is when I hear you speak about this, I believe it, and I want to live it, and I can also hear the critics on the other side saying, "Well, isn't that a convenient way of looking at it?" Or even that wouldn't even work, even though the other way clearly doesn't work. Feeling like I'll fix it and save you clearly doesn't work.
Yes.
So it does make me want to be one of the people who, I guess, gives it a shot. What would happen if you saw them with love, and you saw yourself with love, and you trusted the unfolding of their journey, and you trusted the unfolding of your journey? What would happen? And then you can go from the macro to the micro.
Yes.
And do it in your own family.
Yes.
And see the person that you're thinking is needing an intervention and needing your help.
Yes.
And needing your advice, and change that, and see what happens when you change that for yourself.
Yes. So let's take it for a test drive in your own life.
Yes, exactly.
So right now, this human is not walking past people in Gaza, so that feels very distant, right? When we say this human, we are talking about the one I'm borrowing right now. Yes. So, but she does walk past people who are having an internal perspective of I am in need, and their external world is reflecting that perspective. And so she is walking past them at a moment, and she can decide, let's say it is somebody who is asking for money outside of a Starbucks. That is a daily experience that she would walk past. There is no right or wrong. You can choose to give them money, or you can choose to not give them money. Both actions are fine. That action does not dramatically shift that person's experience. However, if you choose to give them $5 from a place of, you poor human, you can't do this on your own, you are energetically reinforcing the situation that they are currently in, which is not good.
Yeah.
But if you choose to give them $5 from an energetic place of, you got this, I believe in you, then now you're making a difference. And you can choose to not give them anything, but you can choose to smile, and you can choose to hold in your heart, you've got this. And now you're doing something positive. So again, we aren't saying if they're hungry, let them starve. Give them the food, but do it from a place where there's energetic power, a place where true shifts can happen.
Yes, yes. And then when you are working with your children or your parents,
Yes.
or your spouse or
Yes.
your siblings,
Yes.
the same thing. You say to them energetically or literally,
Yes.
I believe you can find your way.
Yes.
And that, even just saying that right here to you and thinking of the people who I'm thinking of,
Yes.
I feel differently about the
Yes.
way I'm seeing them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We will use this humans because we have her brain example. She does not like it when we use her family, but she is not in charge right now.
And I kind of set her up. So it's my fault.
So when her brother was living with her for a short period of time, he was energetically in a very challenging place. He was seeing the world as very hard. He was seeing it as too hard for him to lift, and he was doing what many humans do to distract themselves instead of wanting to engage with life when life feels too hard. So this human kicked him out of her house because she saw the pattern going over and over and she did not see anything shifting. But when she kicked him out of her house, she did so with love. He was pissed, but she paused everything and she said, I believe in him. I know he can do this. I'm doing this because I love him. I'm doing this because I need him to see that he can do this. And he had a girlfriend and a job within 30 days of getting kicked out. And yet the whole time he stayed at her house, he was struggling with depression and all sorts of things. So it is the energy that helps. It is the energy that creates the shift. She could have had him live there for 5 years and been the beautiful saint that everyone would have said, oh, wonderful, wonderful. But energetically, he could have stayed stuck in exactly the same place. Instead, she was willing to be the bitch in the family and hold love at the same time. So she really wasn't a bitch. She is a very nice human. But that is the perspective that many people viewed it as. But that is not her energetic truth. Her energetic truth was, I am doing this from love. I love him so much, I'm willing to hold this vision for him. And that is what made the change. He made the change, but she created that energetic environment around him that allowed him to flood that groove he was in with enough love that he started to rise out of it, and now he had access to new opportunities.
Wow.
So it is the energy that is holding of true power, and yet right now on earth, people seem very focused on the action.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It does feel like action is more validated and
Yes.
valid.
Yes.
Yeah. But that being said, in my own experience recently, I did do the things that I have learned from you and others like you, and I energetically put something out there, and it returned in a way that was swift, was one thing, and kind of exciting to imagine that I could pulse energy like a dolphin sonar,
Yes.
and have it affect change.
Yes.
As opposed to feeling like I think a lot of us feel, which is there's nothing I can do. It's too
Yes.
overwhelming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So imagine your dolphin moment. We will call that your dolphin moment, where you realize energy goes out from me, it impacts the world, and when I put out positive energy, the things I want and or care about are positively impacted. You saw it as a direct result of exactly what you want, but the same thing happens in things that your heart is calling out for, but your mind might not say that you want. So then all of a sudden, good things just start flowing to you. And when good things start flowing to you, they overflow. And then those good things happen to your children and to all the people around you because they are in flow, because that is what's happening. So imagine if even 20 people in a community had their Andrea Dolphin going on. what would happen for that whole community? What opportunities would happen? What would happen then for the person who might be struggling with housing and housing insecurity if all of a sudden several people in their community just started holding the belief that housing is available for everyone? That is something that is just available for everyone. And then all of a sudden, somebody 5 houses over gets an inspiration to invest in some low-income housing. And then all of a sudden, we are much more powerful than we realize when we center into the energy versus I must figure this out with my mind and create this chain of events.
That's such a relieving feeling.
Yes.
It takes the burden off of it, of
Yes.
going. Like you were using the example of Sharice's brother feeling like living his life was heavy lifting.
Yes.
You know, life can feel like it's heavy lifting at times, and then at other times it doesn't feel that way.
Yes.
And I guess if you can just teach yourself and maybe others that it's a choice to feel that way or not
Yes.
feel that way in every moment. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Well, and how you feel may not feel like a choice, but it can feel like I want to lean towards a little more of this. So when you are angry, you feel angry. But so there's nothing wrong with feeling the anger. Allow it to flow through. But you can in your hold in your heart, okay, I feel this anger. I know it's temporary. How can I lean a little bit more towards love? And just allow it to slowly unfold. And then as you find that you acclimate to having an energy predominant of love, then you're just angry less. Versus I am going to choose to be joyful when you're really just pissed off.
Right. And you had given me a tagline the other day regarding a person I love. And the words were, wow, look at me trusting her autonomy a little bit more today than I did yesterday.
Yes.
And even in the last few days, I've been sort of mechanically saying it, trying to teach myself to feel it and to think it. And in this conversation now, I guess what I'm coming upon is going, yes, that's right. Just easily leaning
Yes.
into it. And eventually it'll grab hold. It'll be
Yes.
a dominant vibration. But for now, it's okay that it feels a little bit clunky to say,
Yes.
I'm wanting to believe it versus believing it. But that's good too. You know, I can hear
Yes.
myself going, you're getting there. You're getting
Yes.
there. Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you think of yourself as more on the center of the teeter-totter, and I'm just leaning towards what I want, how much easier that is from an energetic and a physical perspective. Then I'm way on this other side of this teeter-totter, and how do I leap all the way to this other side?
Right.
If we can just lean a little bit more towards what you want, eventually that center of gravity of that teeter-totter gets closer to love. And closer to love. And then all of a sudden you find that you're on this other side, but you don't even realize it.
Yeah.
You are seeing?
Yes. I wanted to address the concept of action versus energy or action with energy
Yes.
because I think we do as humans feel like our action is what changes things and makes
Yes.
things happen. And I can see the people in my mind's eye right now that I know
Yes.
who are sort of eye rolling it, even bringing this up, that
Yes.
what your energy could do for a person, even without action.
Yes.
Maybe even especially without action.
Yes.
If you're thinking of a person who won't speak to you, is separate from you, is cut off from you in the physical world,
Yes.
but you want to tell them that you're sending them love.
Yes.
You know, and there's actually a joke among my friends that we make fun of that.
Yes.
That I'm going to beam love to you and you're going to feel it. We make
Yes.
jokes about that. And yet
Yes.
it has to be real because I'm still doing it.
Well, in truth, everyone's actually just a Care Bear, and all you need to do is just let it project out. And we are teasing but serious at the same time. So action energy versus the impact of action versus the impact of energy, they're very different. Action still does have an impact. If I lift this, I use my muscles, her muscles, really, to lift this. It has a place, especially on Earth. People incarnate to Earth to explore action. So there is nothing wrong with that. It is just so small in impact compared to the energy. So when you are beaming heart out like a Care Bear and you're beaming love out, that's like 90% of the impact, and the 10% of the impact is giving the hug if you're talking about delivering love. So when you're really tapped in and connected in with this concept of the collective soul, like Sharisa and Andrea are connected because they have been conversing with me and all that for a few years now. So if Sharisa pauses and she has thoughts about Andrea and she thinks, wow, I am so blessed that I got to meet this amazing soul. Andrea, no matter where she is, maybe she's shooting in Canada or maybe she's in Paris, but she feels a wave of love, but she's not connecting or knowing that that's because Sharisa was feeling that at that moment in time. But it is a very, very powerful. But there are ways, like even when Sharisa was doing Reiki with a friend, and the images that she saw were exactly what the friend was experiencing. And when they talk, they're like, "Oh my God, how did that happen? It is magical." People have experiences like this all the time. Twins have experiences like that. So the energy that is being shared has so much more impact. But on Earth, people are so focused on, I do this, I lose weight because I don't eat this food. But they're not realizing that the losing of the weight and not eating the food is 10%, and 90% of it is loving yourself while you're choosing what food to eat. You're seeing?
That's an excellent subject to help with many people because that ability to love oneself into the physical shape they'd like to be. I mean, to call it a multi-million-dollar industry is an understatement. The amount of money and attention that goes into the miracle drug.
Yes.
To imagine that the miracle drug is loving yourself.
Yes.
And to spread that word.
Yes. Yes.
You don't need to spend a dime.
Yes.
All you have to do is believe it.
Yes.
And that is curious to say, how would a person get themselves to believe? And I guess it goes back to what you were saying before. You're on the teeter-totter and you're hitting the fulcrum point and you're inching toward it, as opposed to asking yourself to believe it in this moment while you're pile driving macaroni and cheese, let's call it.
Yes.
Not that I would do that.
Yes. But if you are deciding to binge eat macaroni and cheese, and you are doing that from a place of love, not a place of anxiety, not a place of avoidance, all these other things. If you're really doing that from a place of love, chances are you aren't going to binge eat. You're going to get full because you're going to be connected with your body, and your body's going to communicate when it's done. And so maybe you eat a little bit more because it tastes good, but your body is going to say that doesn't feel good anymore, and it's going to stop. So there's your 10% of the action. But the energy, when you're doing it with love, your body is like, oh, well, we can burn this off pretty easily because we're revving, we're loving, we're feeling. So it is the energy is what is most powerful, not so much the action. And the action that you take, I eat the salad or I eat the macaroni and cheese, it has an impact, but it has a smaller impact than humans are fully understanding at this moment in time. But if we are going to go into body image stuff and things like that, which this human has struggled with a lot. She had anorexia when she was younger. She had a pathway to learning how to love her body that was a deep exploration, not just a side thought. Yes? And in that process, when you are loving yourself, then you are not caring whether or not your body prefers to be a size 16 or a size 2 because you are loving yourself. And so in that, when this society is pushing to say, I want to look this way, so I will love myself, then you can never get to that way, because the loving the self is the goal. You are understanding?
Yes.
Yes.
I want to ask one question about that, about loving thyself.
Yes.
I want to know what the impact of slowing down is for that, for loving oneself and overall well-being.
Yes.
The concept of slowing down your breathing, slowing down your eating, slowing down your physical actions.
Yes.
Slowing down. What is the importance of that?
Again, we would say that is the action. So if you are slowing down, because if I slow down, I will get this, and this, and I want these things, and I am not feeling fulfilled without these things, then the slowing down is not helping very much. If you are slowing down because, wow, I really want to hear my internal world a little bit better. I want to be able to develop a relationship with higher Andrea, the divine part of Andrea that I don't always listen to. Then now we're into something, because it's energetic work versus action work. So the slowing down does help, but it is the context in which you are slowing down that is really where the power is being held.
Okay, so if the power is being held in feeling fulfilled, that is something that you can just choose to do, to say, I actually can see a lot of things in my vicinity that I appreciate.
Yes.
And I am fulfilled.
Yes.
And now you have space to allow anything in that would like to come in.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes to choose, and it is nuanced how to get to that place of choice. Like, yes, I choose to feel fulfilled. Absolutely, that's available to you. And the more you play with that concept in your heart, the more you're able to choose that. It is, so we will think about this human. She feels loved most times. And so if there is a moment when she's feeling lonely, or she feels sad, or she feels like, if I had this, I would feel better, then in that moment, if she just pauses and says, no, I choose to feel happy right now, she may not have access to that. So that's why we say choose. There's some nuance to that. But in that moment, let's say she isn't feeling fulfilled. It is a hard one for her, because she pretty much likes her life, but we are knowing that a lot of people do not feel that. So imagining a person who isn't feeling fulfilled with their career choice, or with their life partner, or wanting a family or children but do not have, things that they think would make them feel fulfilled. So it isn't so much I'm going to choose to see all the things I love in my life and feel grateful. That can help. But there is I'm going to play with the belief, the idea, the concept that maybe I can feel more fulfilled right now at this moment. You're allowing the belief to play, to come in, to just explore, instead of I just choose this. Because when you try and push yourself to a place where you're really not at, then you're still in an energetically bad place. You are understanding?
Yes.
So you are calling it to you in a playful way, versus making this decision and then just flowing it from there.
Got it. Yeah.
You were seeing?
That's helpful. It kind of goes back to what you said before, which is when the moment of anger or frustration or feeling less than, let it flow out.
Yes.
And then get to this point of playful curiosity of what you could call in.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So this human has made light years progress on her body image issues. And if she looks at her butt in the mirror in a bathing suit, the first thing she thinks isn't, wow, what a cute butt. She goes to a more negative place. But if she says, no, I'm going to just decide to like this fat ass, she can't get there. But she can be like, actually, that's looking a little more toned than it was a couple months ago. Those squats may be paying off.
Yeah.
Hey, wait a second. this color of this bathing suit looks kind of good on me. I kind of like this. Wait a second, if I look at this angle, I'm kind of looking snatched. Okay, now we're getting there, right? And then once you find that vibration, then you can hook in. Wait a second. My body loves me and I love my body. I am so blessed. I have this extra weight on me because it acts as insulation for Michael, and I love Michael and my body. And now you're playing in that vibration, and now you're in that vibration of love. And when you stay in that vibration of love, your butt looks good. You were seeing?
Yeah, that's a good button for this. Your butt looks good. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Yes. We are loving you. We are wanting to share with you and for anyone that might reach this. Life is easier than you might think it can be. Allow for those micro shifts in energy and then watch for it to flow back to you instead of this, I must change, I must fix. Allow for those micro, fun, playful little changes to unfold and enjoy the process.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I like that. Okay.
Much love.
Much love. Much love.